T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, shit happens. Oops.
Niggas coming.
The last thing you want to see before you start a fun show is a notification of how much money just went out of your bank account from your bank. It really just stings. It just really stings.
I don't even want to look at my bank account.
Bro, I just keep losing more and more, and I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, you introduced the show first, nigga.
Oh, I'm sorry. While we both cry.
You literally have a whole what you've been doing. Could you just say,
oh no, that was just
welcome to Blerds in the Hood. I am the Swaggy Blerd Winston A. Marshall.
I'm the Resident Supervillain Mr. Jay Washington. Listen, it's the 4th of the month, and it hurts. So it's just all coming out the account, man.
Yeah, rent's a bitch. I'm not gonna lie. Look, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this right now, we had mentioned this previously. This is a pre-tape. That is because as of watching this, I am probably stuck in LA traffic trying to get back to the house. It didn't make sense to make y'all wait until 8, 9 o'clock Pacific time to start the show. So we decided.
I don't know where I'm at current. I don't know if I got jury duty today, so I don't know if I'm listening. Man, shut the fuck up. And man, stop fucking.
Hey man, look, it is your civic duty. We all got to do it sometimes.
Do we? Here's the thing. They always say when a person is convicted, you were convicted by a jury of your peers. Nigga, I don't know you, so I'm not your peer.
Well, the only thing I will say, and that's why it's kind of important if you can do it, but the problem is they don't put enough money as per jury duty, and a lot of jobs don't cover it the way that it should. That like in LA, you get paid like $20, $25 a day, which is the most offensive shit ever. That like people can't miss work because it's like, nah, nigga, I work hourly and I need to make more than $25 on the motherfucking day. But the point is, where we run into trouble, and I can't believe we're going to philosophy this early in the motherfucking show. I need more niggas that like understand my life to do this, and not the rich white women that have nothing to do but sit at the house and go, I could go and listen to a trial. That'll give me something to do. Because then you end up in a situation where a nigga has a jury of 12 white people and cannot relate. You know? So
I'm drinking water.
Good.
I keep forgetting. I want to click things, but I'm trying my best now to learn to keep my hands away from shit. Okay? Because I feel like that's what we have these producer people for. You know, I know that, like, again, we're pre-taped, so you all are going to be watching this. You all are going to be in the neighborhood commenting. Thank you. We appreciate y'all. As always, we'll say it. If you send all the little Streamlabs, whatever, all those questions, we'll get to those when we come back. Now, with that being said, here are my hands, Mr. Winston A. Marshall.
My nigga.
Nigga. A nigga moment.
Man.
Nigga. My nigga.
What you been doing?
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't blamed for nothing.
No, I was so impressed. That was flawless, Matt. 2 thumbs up, my man. Now, if you could just put me on my solo since I'm supposed to be talking.
See.
Damn.
Fix
it. Just click on
Yep.
Hello. So what have I been doing? As of today, like I mentioned, I'm directing another commercial today. I don't know how that's going right now. I'm assuming it's going well. I've done enough of them this time. I know the actor that I'm working with. And he's a cool dude, so it should be pretty straightforward. As far as my energy level as of this taping, I want to say I slept about 3 hours last night. I started work at 9 and I have not stopped. And even when we finish, I won't stop probably until about 2 or 3 this morning. And I got to be back up at 7. So, what I would say to do for me is send your energy like a spirit bomb and pray for me that I'm not knock on wood, no car accidents, no nothing, everything's fine, that I found plenty of Red Bulls, and then when tomorrow is over, that I can lay my head down and sleep for like a good 10 hours before I got to start work again. But it's been by the time you see this, it has been a marathon of concentration and work and all that kind of stuff.
Concentration camp. Sorry.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. That was a Jay Washington original. I just go ahead and put it.
That was just a voice in the ether.
I see. But as far as everything going on in particular, the missus is a little under the weather right now, so that I'm trying to make sure that she's doing okay. And I think the thing that I'm most looking forward to as we have now entered into Black History Month is, if I feel the need to just be like, move, bitch, get out of the way, Black History Month, I can just randomly say that to a lot of the white people in my life. That's pretty much the thing. The Super Bowl's this weekend. I'm excited about that. We're hosting a Super Bowl party. That'll be cool. I believe both Dwayne and Jay are coming. That was the game plan. We'll see if they make it out. And
I don't like how you know what.
I saw you put maybe on the thing, so I
thought I put I was going.
You put maybe, which is why I was like, oh, maybe he's not coming. I would like for you to come, but I understood. Like you know every famous nigga that ever was famous. So I just thought maybe that you're doing some shit like that. But either way,
I gotta see because Dwayne's bringing a gift.
Oh, right. So.
Tia's thing is Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, Tia's birthday is Saturday, and then the Super Bowl is Sunday. Yeah, that was the kind of the whole thing, and where we because normally we, Kristen and I, host New Year's, but because of the whole situation with the new neighbors and stuff like that, we switched, which also then let Tia have her birthday party when she wanted to, and not have to worry about also hosting the Super Bowl. So everything worked out.
I changed it.
Okay, great. Awesome. I'll see you when you get here. But yeah, all of that being said, I'm just gonna mute you so I can finish talking about how I am doing before we get to you. But all that being said, it's a good week so far. I just feel my energy teetering. I am powered by hopes and dreams and caffeine. That's about it right now, man. So to that point, some of this news that we're going to talk about today, I am versed with because I took the time to kind of read some of it. Some of it I'm going to learn on the fly and give you an in real time response to the fuckery that is America right now. So it'll be a good time overall. So with that, I will then also put my hands up and say, Mr. Jay Washington.
My nigga.
Nigga. A nigga moment.
Man. Nigga. Oh shit!
I know what you were trying to do, Matt. You did it just a hair too fast because it will cut it off at the end if you click on that thing. So
yeah, because I was literally trying to. I was supposed to get my jury duty shit together, and I was like, oh, okay,
you're gonna get it together in 2 seconds, though.
I thought I had a little bit of time, and it was just here, and I was like, oh yeah, I got a text said I need to check my jury duty shit. Hi. Everyone, I'm here. What have I been up to? As of this recording, my day has been non-fucking stop, and it's been non-stop in a good way. Had a meeting about one of my scripts and came up with a good idea and got to do some storyboarding on the idea. Had a great callback audition. At the callback, I was there with someone who I'd already booked a commercial with. So it was nice seeing her. Like, well, she's like, you remember me? I was like, yeah, it was cool doing that. I had to get ready for this. Then I have to do, after we do this, I have to do a freaking I have to do another audition for another project, and then I have, like I said, supposed to have jury duty tomorrow, and I'm trying to just make sure that I can be everywhere. I had a lot of stuff happen over the weekend, some that really shook me in my core, but then it made me realize, I had to have that happen because it was like once that happened, all this other good stuff started happening and stuff like that. But I'm fine. I'm tired, and I say that as I hear Winston complaining about him being tired, and I almost want to say, "Nigga, suck it up." And I say that with love.
Really?
Yeah, I say it with love though, because you're tired, and I get it. You work your ass off. I'm not going to deny and say you do not work your ass off. I'd be an asshole if I said you did. But here's the thing: we can be tired, but I always say this: we cannot be tired for what we pray and ask for.
I mean, that is accurate, and I'm on the same page with you on that. But it doesn't mean that you're not like, okay, this is the football player that's like, fuck, I'm in the Super Bowl, it's overtime, I don't have anything left, I need to find it, and that's kind of what's going on with me right now. And it sounds like that's what's going on with you.
You've been selected to serve. Report to the courthouse at 9:45. Ugh.
Ooh.
How to avoid a failure to peer numbers. What if I can't do it? Like, what if, like, let me see. What happens if I just don't feel good? What items are not allowed in the courthouse? Your briefcase will be examined. Any weapons that are hazardous, blah, 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 blah.
Do you want to focus on what you...
I'm sorry. Again. Yeah, that was so not professional. And we're going to keep it in the edit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are. And these niggas probably in the chat like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, shit.
But no, I just am bouncing back. I'm trying to keep myself upbeat. You have those moments where it's like things seem to go good, and you have to try to offset them with the good and the bad and all that. And I'm just balancing. I have my wisdom tooth in the back of my mouth is killing me, and I've been popping ibuprofen all day, and I probably shouldn't be, but it's like, oh my god, I want to pull this bitch out myself, and everybody that deals with that. So yeah, but other than that, man, I'm good, man. We're supposed to be doing some stuff. I'm just gonna wait for things to pick up as far as getting a new computer so these don't crash anymore, and just getting myself together. Hopefully getting to Mexico and have them rip my whole mouth out and put me a new one in.
Oh my God.
Look, let me go tell you something. I'm going to go to Tijuana, have them rip everything out and put it back in for, what is this, $5,000 total, because it's way cheaper than all the shit here. But yeah, so you can take me off of solo. But yeah, that's really all that I'm doing, man. I'm happy to do this. I'm going to be performed by the time I'm doing this show airs. Actually, I'll be performing at Woody Harrelson's weed shop.
I didn't know he had a weed shop.
Mm-hmm. So Santa Monica Boulevard.
Well, what's the name of it?
The Weeds. No, the Woods. Excuse me, the Woods.
Okay.
The Woods.
The Woods.
Mm-hmm.
In WeHo?
Yep.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've seen that. I didn't know that was his.
Mm-hmm. It's his.
Wow, this is fancy. It looks like the...
It is. This will be my second time performing there.
I was about to say it looks like the shop that David has in Schitt's Creek, which RIP to Catherine O'Hara, bro. Fuck, man.
Yo, man, I forgot about... I'm going to tell you something. That's how much this weekend has flown by with so much stuff, and how, her passing was very tragic. By the way, for those who didn't know, spoiler alert, Catherine O'Hara, who played on Schitt's Creek, The Studio, the mom from Home Alone, and so much more. Beetlejuice, amongst others.
Best in Show, yeah.
That's the show. She passed away. Did you know she had a condition where everything in her internal organs were reversed, were on opposites?
No, it's
her heart.
Really, no, I understand what you're saying. It's a super rare condition. I know it can lead to some really serious shit. So
yeah, she had that.
The fact that she lived to 71 is crazy.
Yeah, because when you have that condition, you're not expected to live long at all.
Mm-mm.
So Yeah, so definitely rest in peace to Catherine O'Hara. Yeah, man, it's just, it's a lot. I think I'll say this, it's a lot in not just the world.
Mm.
In this country,
Mm.
the world itself is topsy-turvy, right?
Mm-hmm.
This country is going through arguably one of the most tumultuous times in recent history.
Mm-hmm.
Notice the wording I used. And then we're all in the midst of that dealing with our own personal struggles. So it's so much.
It is. It is. Which, to that point, let's just jump into it, man, and let's talk about the political mess that is going on right now, because there is a lot. Yeah, that's a great meme choice from our producer Matt. Good job on that one, man. So a lot has happened, as always. Let's start off with the fact that Trump is trying to nationalize elections. Apparently, President Donald Trump has told Republicans that they should not.
I hate to say this. I hate having to call him president any fucking thing.
Okay, President Fuck Muppet. How about that?
Yeah, because it's just like
President Fuck Muppet. That's fine.
I don't respect him.
Well, a lot of people don't, but that's a whole
Go
different
ahead. But I digress.
It's not just because he shits himself. Anyway, President Fuck Muppet said that Republicans should nationalize the voting process as he continues to level unfounded claims of voter fraud from the 2020 presidential election more than 5 years after losing to Joe Biden. Trump called for Republicans at the federal level to seize control of elections from states during an appearance on the podcast of Dan Bongino, who returned to his show on February 2nd after resigning in January as FBI deputy director in the Trump administration. Just as a starting point, I really want to look all of these MAGA people in the face and just be like, so this is what you voted for, right? Your super constitution and America and all that, that he's straight up talking about pissing. He's already pissed on the Constitution, but like to the nth degree.
At this point, I don't, you can't. Here's the problem. There are MAGA cult members who are ingrained so deep, who are so, this is the part of their DNA now, that nothing that he says or does or in any consideration can be seen as wrong to them.
Well, I got to ask you a question though, because I really have not.
Don't you say this? Don't you say that heifer's?
Who?
You finna say this heifer's name?
Who?
Oh, never mind. Cool. Never mind. I thought you were saying MTG. No. I was like, don't do this.
No. I have to give credit because I have not watched pretty much all of this season of SNL, but I have to give them credit. They had a mom confession sketch, which was fucking hysterical and kind of hit the nail on the head about anybody that's been so entrenched this entire time in this idea of like, if you react at all, I'll just go back to, I'm not gonna. And so she's like telling her kids, like, maybe I was a little bit wrong about Trump and he's bad for the country. They're like, oh my God, like, I will fucking do it. And then she's like, maybe he's actually the worst thing that's, but nobody could have seen this. Nobody could have seen it. And they're just like trying to hold it in. I have to give them credit on how that sketch was actually pretty fucking funny. And hearing the premise, I was like, that's not gonna be funny. I'm gonna look at it and be like, this is fucking stupid. But they did a good job, honestly. Because that's the weird twilight zone I feel like I'm in right now, whether it be something we're going to talk about a little later in this story about a particular comedian that decided he wanted to be like, maybe it was wrong. But between that and all the people all of a sudden be like, I didn't think policing could be this bad. Oh my God. Like, it's a weird kind of twilight zone, but what I have to hope that this will finally do, but again, I'm personally exhausted, let alone politically exhausted, is that finally people fucking decide to do something. But I'm not going to hold my breath because I'll probably die.
I'm sorry, my face can't hold a level of emotion when we talk about these things because it's too little too late, it feels like. And I know I have friends who are like, yo, we shouldn't feel like this. We shouldn't feel like it's hopeless. And, because the whole thing was the entire time when he ran and he won, everybody was like, well, the Constitution is in place to keep him in check. That was the number one thing. The Constitution is in place to keep him in check. And he is, like you said earlier, he is pissed and shit on the Constitution. And the fact that everyone else who was supposed to help enforce the fucking Constitution has allowed this to happen.
More or
You
less.
know, we're looking towards, we're hoping towards hoping for midterm elections to make a major change, when it is very sad that, look, if he just had terrible policies and that was it, all right, fuck it, we just got to ride this term out, right? But nothing, and I mean nothing, suggests that this man is mentally and or physically capable of maintaining the office of the president of the United States. It has been said before by you, me, many other people. If these motherfuckers in the mainstream media and otherwise would do the same shit to him that they did to Joe Biden in his last few months as president, he should be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but
the 25th Amendment, we always talk about it. This has been the perfect reason to invoke it.
No, I agree. But here's why they still haven't. And because we need to actually talk about the other points of this story that we need to talk about. The first being the White House said that Trump was referring to the SAVE Act when he was advocating for the nationalizing elections. In every form, the SAVE Act would require American citizens to show documents like a passport or a birth certificate to register to vote. Research shows that more than 21 million Americans lack ready access to those documents. Roughly half of Americans don't even have a passport. Millions lack access to a paper copy of their birth certificate. And women whose married names aren't on their birth certificates or passports would face extra steps just to make their voices heard. So part of the reason why, again, you watch them allow this to happen is they thought, okay, he's enough of a mouthpiece and everything else that we can use him to get into the White House and to get these seats of power and then try and control him on stuff. And the issue is that so many times you are not controlling Frankenstein's monster. You were never going to be able to do so. So at certain times you got the things you wanted. At other times he's gone fully rogue and you've seen them panic. Like everything that's been going on with the ICE shit, like it started off as, yes, we're deported, but now they're like, oh my God, he actually is like starting a war with the city. Like it's becoming a problem, obviously. And now they're panicked, but not panicked enough to actually do something.
You go back to his first term. His first term were filled with actual people who knew how government ran, right? For the most part, these were people who understood what government was, how it runs, and to some lesser extent, career politicians, if you will. But what all of them had in common was they kept him in check. Because if you notice how the turnovers kept being, they was like, well, he was like, I want to do this. And they were like, no, you can't. And he was like, yes, I can't. No, you legally can't. People kept getting fired, quitting, et cetera, et cetera. That man, people forget, that man left his first term without even a full cabinet.
Not exactly. I mean, well, and the fact that, say what you will about Mike Pence, and there's plenty to shame him for, the one thing that you can give him the minorest bit of credit is that he at least did his one constitutional duty to not bend the knee to this idea of not certifying the goddamn election. But if you notice, he then made it very clear with this administration, if you are not a full-blown yes man and you're not kissing my ass and doing exactly what I say, I want nothing to do with you, and then has gone about trying to make sure all of the people that would ever push back on him do not have a seat. And if you need further proof of it, again, I am not giving Marjorie Taylor Greene any sort of credit for anything, but look at how fast he turned on her for even remotely going against something that he was feeling one way or the other, because she was constantly bringing up the victims about the Epstein files. And that's one of the things he is drastically attempted to make sure that we forget about, but he needs to understand that we won't. The issue is just, are we actually going to do anything about it is the problem now. So,
and that's the thing. It's like, we can get into that whole thing about, we'll get into it in a moment, but when it comes back, like now, for someone who, again, for those who don't understand, DEI was just a new term for them to say black. I don't care how you feel about it. It's just the truth. Because all of his hires in his cabinet, the people that work with him, are all DEI hires. Yes, they are diversity because they're not qualified. That's why Dan Bongino quit. Kash Patel should never have been appointed. These motherfuckers are so scared of Trump, they keep appointing all these people that are not qualified. Also, it goes back to what we said last week. The shit we're watching in real time, we're hearing in real time, not we're catching off of clips so people can be like, well, you know, AI is a thing. We're watching it as it happens. So,
I feel you. We need to cover a couple more things within the story. I mean, the first being Don Lemon was actually arrested for, they arrested him because they're saying that he was perpetrating the protest in the church and violating First Amendment rights of people and things like that. Obviously, as we all know, he is a journalist. He was just reporting on it, as you saw from his own live stream. Any journalist, I don't care what side of the aisle that you're on, if you are not outraged by that and you're not saying, then you are, again, part of the problem and you don't actually believe in the Constitution because
they act as if Don Lemon, being an investigative journalist, going into a church doing a service is the first time that has ever happened. And that's the furthest fucking thing from the truth.
Absolutely.
That's the part that has upset me the most. People are like, no, you're just infringing on Christians and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, when back in the day when people were exposing mega church pastors, this is how they were exposing them.
That was part of it, but let alone, I am just very tired of the selective outrage.
Yes.
So this idea of the way we violated so many people in their place of worship as far as mosques go and everything else like that, to then turn around in this scenario and try and pretend like, oh, there's a war on Christianity. Don't do that. Don't do that shit because you don't fucking mean it. So in the same way, moving of the goalposts you see by a lot of people on the right of like, you're not taking my guns. It's my right to have my gun where I have my gun. And then the minute the dude has a gun, doesn't use it at the thing, but is murdered for, well, why is he walking around with a gun? He can't just be having guns. That's crazy.
They don't know. They want to swear. Look, I follow social media probably way too diligently, where I've watched so many MAGA people on Facebook and threads, and God knows I hate they went on threads. And they're all like, well, you're not supposed to be able to bring a loaded gun to a protest. You can. You can. And again, he was legally, Alex Pretty, who we're talking about, legally allowed to. Why? He had the permit in a state that is an open carry state, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
By the way. And here's the beautiful thing about it. It was legal in an open carry state. If you ask everybody, was his weapon openly brandished? It was not.
It wasn't. You actually can see where they disarm him. He wasn't touching it at all. He was on the ground, taking a beating, taking all of that before he got a bunch of bullets put into him. But all that being said, before we get to this last little bit of it, I mean, Dwayne points out a very good point, talking again about the First Amendment and this idea of not respecting the sanctity of worship and things like that. I mean, the KKK literally used to burn churches with black people inside them while they were worshiping.
Little girls.
So, like, to act like that isn't something that has not been actually protected for a long time is kind of wild. But what we need to talk about, I mentioned earlier, there is a particular comedian who is at the forefront of helping get Trump elected, all of a sudden is having second thoughts about essentially what he's wrought. So
you mean another comedian? And I had to say that, and the reason I had to cut you off because Theo Von has already made his point when he found out his father's Nicaraguan, and he's like, oh, I don't like these ice rays, man.
And Rogan also ran, all of a sudden was like, oh, I didn't vote for this type of shit. But here's the newest addition to that whole situation. Matt,
administration responded to it. Like, I didn't think what's happening right now with ICE could happen in America. I genuinely did not think that was possible. I thought our institution, I thought the Constitution would hold up. When I see it and then immediately defend it, I start to go, we gotta be very loud about this. Like it all of a sudden becomes not like liberal catastrophic thinking. It starts to become very reasonable nuanced criticism of the administration. They have just made the most far left critiques of the Trump administration. Their reaction to this has just justified all of them.
Let me ask you.
In one moment, all of their responses from Trump to Kash Patel, they have justified every single and I know people will probably look at this and be like, they've done a million other things to justify them. Sure, and that's fair. But this specific situation, I think, is a breaking point, and it has justified all those criticisms. I think people's antennas are way up, and people's antennas up that were not up initially.
This is like seeing the Epstein files. Because it's like,
wouldn't it be nice if we got those?
It's like, damn, y'all really been lying to us. Like, damn, like you really lying to us. Let me ask you a question.
I mean, I default to you as the resident, consistently working stand-up comedian. I default to you on this one, man, because I certainly have my thoughts as someone that used to listen to the Brilliant Idiots for a minute. I really got off that Schultz train a long time ago because I was like, nope. They used to joke about calling him right-wing Schultzy, and he went full tilt. So I default to you.
I know as a professional, when we come back from a clip or something like that, I should be upright and ready to face the camera and things like that. But I'm watching that clip and I'm just like, fuck out of here. Because it goes to what I stated earlier. Every single person now all of a sudden is, it wasn't going to be that bad. It couldn't have been. And the demographics and the numbers came in. Rogan, Schultz, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, all of them were quintessential in gathering the young male vote to go to him because they made it seem like this is going to be the best thing for you. And now, again, it was counteracted because, again, when Kamala ran, I don't give a shit. I understand her campaign was only 100 days. I do get that. But within 100 days, that woman literally said every motherfucking thing that was going to happen.
Both. It happened twice. Hillary did the same shit. She told you what he would do, and he did it.
And he did it.
So then to have that reiterated a second time is absolutely insane to me. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think anybody's surprised by all of this. We want to know what you think, man. Please be sure. Send in those Streamlabs. Send in, all those comments. Let us know what you're thinking about this story. Let's push on to something a little bit happier, man. Let's talk about something that made my heart, lift just a little bit. Let's talk about the Grammy Awards. My boy Kendrick Lamar has made history. K-Dot is officially the most decorated rapper in the history of the Grammys. I think his number stands now at 25.
He beat Jay-Z. His wins beat out is because Jay-Z stood up top, and then his wins took him over.
Yep. And so with that, I believe he's now sitting at 27. He's at 27. He took home, I want to say 5 on the night, including record of the year. He was fantastic with all of that as far as that went. Shout out to Bad Bunny, who won Album of the Year.
Before we go to Bad Bunny, you got to shout out, go back. You got to shout out Cher announcing.
Please tell me we have that clip. I don't know if we do.
God, I wish we had the clip.
Oh, dude.
You put us back up for a second if you're trying to find it. One of y'all put us back up. For those who don't know what happened, Cher was presenting, it was Record of the Year or Song of the Year?
Record of the Year.
Record of the Year. And Kendrick and SZA won for Luther. Now Cher, who's like an 8-year-old Armenian woman, said the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
I got it because apparently a Luther Vandross fan account retweeted the whole thing. I don't know if it's gonna be the whole thing or if it's gonna be an edit, but here. Let me Oh shit.
Luther Vandross. And it's
all right, here we go.
And the Grammy goes to the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross.
Really appreciate this. This is not taken lightly. I take this home. I put it on the front door. You have to lift it up before you can ring the bell. So good night and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Luther, for taking.
And the,
So SZA laughed along with it. They understood she didn't know. But the whole thing, the point of the song, Kendrick even says, is to give Luther his flowers.
1,000%.
Was to give him his flowers. And we were talking about this in just a little bit. You know, I don't give a fuck how much of a fan you are. This had to sting Drake so much more.
When you consider he literally had a line in Family Matters saying, "Oh damn, Kendrick opened up his mouth, give him another Grammy." And so not only did they give him 5 Grammys last year, they gave him another 5 this year.
Keep in mind, the 5 he got last year were for the diss song. The nigga won Grammys destroying you with a diss.
I believe he now is sitting at 10 Grammys for obliterating Drake.
No, you can't say that. You cannot say that.
Why?
Because GNX is its own thing.
Yes, but do you know how many more Drake disses are in GNX, my nigga? There are so many.
Where?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead ass serious. Because I listened to GNX like it was just a regular album.
I mean, which it is, but there are more and more disses in there. Hold on. Let me pull it because it's been a minute since I've listened to the album, but I can tell you. Let's see. Where are the track listing? Track list.
Wait, Dwayne says one of the wins is for TV Off. Okay.
So TV Off is one of them.
Wait, TV Off is a diss?
Yes, there's more disses in there as well. It is not only a diss. I will tell you that much, but there is plenty. Whacked Out Murals, he calls out.
Well, Whacked Out Murals is him just telling everybody, bitch, I see y'all.
But that's what I'm saying. He's going to Drake again and all that, squabble up. That there's stuff in there as well, because in one of those lines, he's like, hey man, can I get a drop? I tell him nigga, nah, like that whole shit in there. Let's see, TV Off for sure. The fact that he took back the Heart Part 6 and made Heart Part 6 himself, yes.
I mean, okay, that regard, yes. But I'm trying to find
out. It is not purely one, not at all, but there was plenty more in there where he is
the name of the song itself tells him to turn the TV off. Okay.
So there is that's the whole thing. The album itself is its own thing, but yes, there are plenty more taking shots at him.
While it's not a direct diss in the same vein of the others, it was a victory lap and a continued jab after, all that. Okay. So Don't watch the TV. Okay.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's yes, this was not a full diss album. However, it legitimately was exactly that. It was this idea of carrying it through. And I forgot the other thing that he got one of them for was Chains and Whips, with Pusha T, which again, talk about it was Clips. My bad.
Because nigga, Pusha went at Jim Jones' head, nigga. That was all of Jim Jones, boy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Nigga say, I said, I know by now you get the that nigga said, I'm gonna close your heaven for the hell of it, nigga. That was for all of Jim Jones. I know what that was for.
Yeah.
But
But I just shout out to Kendrick for pulling that off. But then I again gotta go back to Bad Bunny. Give him a massive shout out for winning Album of the Year, becoming the first album, the non-English speaking album to win Album of the Year.
15th, by the way, hey, before you go further, just so people understand this, there are 15,000 voting members of the Recording Academy. 15,000. That means the majority of them voted for Bunny's album. Just want you to know. So for anybody thinks, they just picked it because they're woke, blah, 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 blah. You got to look at the entire voting body of the Recording Academy.
And what I have to give a lot of credit for, there's been some white woman that's got some sort of sports podcast that's been putting her video out, and she's been getting roasted about Bad Bunny spoke out against Ice when he won Album of the Year. What Billie Eilish won for Best Song or Song of the Year, which making her and Phineas, I got to give them credit, the first two to ever win Song of the Year 3 times. It's never been done before, so shout out to them. They called out Ice. You had a number of artists do it.
I know where you're going with this.
Talking about what? About Jelly Roll's ass?
When they went to Jelly Roll.
And then Jelly Roll decided to stay out of it and I don't. it's funny because I was talking. You can take the Bad Bunny thing off for a second. It's funny because I was talking to Roka yesterday when we did Spill the Tequila about.
Hey man, you can just say you were talking to him. Stop plugging other shows when we're talking about our show.
I do as much as I plug Blerds everywhere else. I can plug all the things that I'm on.
Go ahead. Continue.
Are you done? Are you finished? Are you done?
I am done.
You are done? Okay.
I am done.
I say all that to say that like there were two things that Jelly Roll was really kind of getting called out. One of them was when he was like, someone asked, oh, Bad Bunny's doing the halftime show. Would you ever want to do the halftime show? And he was like, I am so glad you asked. I would really love to do like a country lineup. I feel like that would be super dope. And you get like the legends in there, and he listed some legends, either like Tim McGraw and like some other else. And then he mentioned like, myself and Morgan Wallen and others. Like, I feel like that'd be really cool. So Rogan got pissed off because he was just like, well, you didn't name a single black or brown country artist. And I was like, okay, at that particular moment, you asked him an off the cuff question on the carpet. I don't think that's something to get mad about. I do think if you want to get at him for being like, hey, I'm just a drug dealer and I don't really, or I have a drug addict and I've just been trying to get my life together and I don't know anything about politics and I don't whatever. If you want to get him at that for that, because someone pointed out, that's funny because Eminem was also, if not the biggest artist in the world, was dealing with massive drug problems and had plenty of time to give it to Bush and to give it to Trump and everybody else.
Well, because Jelly Roll from what I've heard, he's a Trump supporter. Yes. And we know what he's doing. He's trying to toe that line, right? Yes. He's trying to toe that line where it's like, here's where I stand, guys. But to people who don't really rock with that, can y'all still love me? Because he's managed to recently cultivate a wider fan base, right?
He has, yes.
And they asked him, like you said, they asked him about the political, I stay out of it, blah, blah, blah. Like, here's the issue. And again, I think everyone keeps saying this. There was a point in time where people could say, I don't really deal in dabbling politics and all that and this, that, and the third. Now, I will say for me personally, I cannot speak on behalf of my co-host. I cannot speak on behalf of our producers. I do not make politics my life. But what I do is pay attention to it because my life is affected by it.
Fair. I think probably my favorite phrase that I've seen from it. I've talked multiple times that I'm a big fan of Philip DeFranco, but he has a phrase of like, you may not fuck with politics, but politics will fuck with you. Mm-hmm. And so that's the whole thing. There's no more room. There's no more room to be like, I'm not political. And especially this was the case way before these last couple of weeks. But if you continue to bury your head in the sand after what ICE is doing and where we have come at this particular point, you have fully told me who you are at that moment. And I already felt that way before this, but like that was a moment that honestly, if he was trying to toe that line or whatever Jelly Roll the fuck was trying to do, it's as easy as being like, look, man, I don't find myself that much of a political aficionado, things like that. I think everything that's happening in Minnesota is absolutely tragic. I hope we can come to a peaceful solution and solve this horrible thing. And that's all I want to say on it. And that's it. You could have said something if you want to really toe the line. You could have said something like that and got off it. But instead, you went on this diatribe of like, well, I don't want to. And so then you ultimately turn people off about that shit.
Because then, like, again, I say this as a person who identifies as a Christian. The acceptance speech, listen, to give honor to God and all these things is nothing new by any stretch. You better watch some Black awards. You better watch some Black award shows. Yo,
first of all, I want to
give honor to God, the head of my life, out the gate, right?
Every time.
The problem was when he said this one thing, for me, Jesus doesn't belong to one political party. And he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
No.
But the way you're saying it is, again, everyone's going to make a statement. I hate when people go, oh, look at these millionaires using their platforms and saying all this. And then they're going to go back to their private houses and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck how much money a person has. If you have a platform, it is more than more than right for you to speak out on that platform in that moment.
Can I piggyback off of that? And that,
yes,
what my issue is, and especially when I'm talking about this white woman that went viral and people have been roasting her, of all of the celebrities, as far as
thank you, Dwayne. You
what? Jesus doesn't belong to any political party because he
hated politicians.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Thank you, Dwayne, for that quote. But if any celebrity were to be speaking out about things that are going on, do you understand that musicians are pretty high up on that list of people that should be? Because music, as it has been a beacon to lead revolutions, to help frame our history. Again, I always laugh at the right-wing folks that are confused about, man, how Rage Against the Machine gonna come out here and all of a sudden, nigga, their name.
Have you ever really listened?
They're named Rage Against the Machine. What machine did you think they were raging against? I would love to know what machines you thought they were raging against.
Bro, it's this whole thing of you didn't pay attention to the message until the message hit you. Rage Against the Machine, The Boys, how all of a sudden, I don't like The Boys, it's too political. All of a sudden, Homelander is dude. It's like, I'm sorry, have y'all missed every fucking season of this show? Like
that I think is what the sad part is this idea of like this idea of the lack of media literacy is at such an all-time low. It keeps making this worse. And I got to give props to Dwayne again, pulling a quote out of fucking Andre 3 Stacks told you in the middle of Hey Y'all, but it's a bop. So you're not listening, but he starts going into some real deep shit. He's kind of talking about suicide and shit in there. And like, do I leave this woman and all that? And he goes, y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all just want to dance. Which is exactly what the problem is people don't want to listen. They just want to dance. How many people go, man, stop making my music political. I'm just trying to listen to my music, man. Stop making sports political. I'm just trying to watch football, man. Stop making movies political, bro. I just want to watch the Avengers.
What's the name of the show?
Blerds in the Hood.
So about nerdy shit, right? Mm-hmm. Let's go when people be like, how you gonna make the X-Men political? Nigga, what?
But then again, I think you were looking at the pretty pictures and you didn't understand what was actually going on.
X-Men?
How you gonna make Star Wars political?
Star Wars? The whole thing is political. And when I keep hearing people say that stupid shit, bro, it is so infuriating.
It is. But I will say once again, huge shout out to Kendrick for the record that he broke. Huge shout out to Bad Bunny for literally making history. Both of them doing that. And shout out to
go to the Super Bowl on this week with. Oh, by the way, are we talking about that?
We'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, but we'll talk about. But I want to say this part before we get to it.
Oh well, okay. Go ahead. What's up?
Go ahead. No,
I was just going to close out the topic. So if you had something else you need to say,
you close it.
So I was just going to say shout out to Bad Bunny, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, and shout out to every single artist that spoke out. We want to know what you think, man. Please be sure to send in those Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. It is in the description. If you want to just copy and paste that URL, then
we both go through it. We both go through when we have to say it. Sometimes you got to close your eyes and say the words.
Yes, like, because it's a lot. /tip. Like,
speak words. Speak words.
Yes. So it should be in the description. It's scrolling at the bottom there. You can also use Venmo or CashApp if you want to get it in. We will read it on our very next live show, which we will be back this coming Wednesday. And go ahead and plug it again if you weren't paying attention. So obviously this weekend is the Super Bowl. The following weekend is Valentine's Day. Well, on the 15th of February, we are doing a Blerdathon. Myself and Jay will be here the whole of that day. You don't want to miss it. Y'all enjoyed the first one that we did. We're going to be
I'm buying food and I'm having stuff in advance. So, because I know now.
You learned the hard way.
When you know better, you got to do better.
You got to do better. You got to do better. So all that being said, please be sure that you come and check us out on the 15th. We will be here all day with you guys doing a lot of fun stuff. We're already starting to plan that. And again, if you're wondering specifically, as you know, a lot of you that watch the show, we are trying to sit here and continue to upgrade this show for you and make it the best possible quality that we can. So we're raising money for Jay to be able to get a new machine. We're raising some money for all sorts of shit. It's going to be the shit. So come through, support, have fun. It'll be a good time. Unfortunately, we got to go back to some bullshit. But you said you wanted to say something before we do.
We compound all this together in the first half hour. It would been too heavy.
Too heavy. But what did you want to say before we get into this heavy shit?
No, I just, because Bad Bunny made a statement, and now you got all these stupid ass Trump officials. We're going to be at the Super Bowl. Don't make us deport you. Hey,
you're gonna deport an American citizen.
You're gonna deport an American citizen
to Puerto Rico. The U.S.
The idiot didn't even know who they didn't know who was the president of Puerto Rico was. Everybody was like, "Nigga, it's you. It's you." All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. All right,
so here it is.
I got it. I had it. You want them all?
Get it.
No, you want them all? You got them all. I thought I had it.
I did not. Go.
Okay. So they finally have the Department of Justice has finally adhered to the legal releasing of the documents in regards to the Epstein files. And on Friday, over like 3 million files, 3 million related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein have been released by the Department of Justice, the largest number of documents shared by the government since a law mandated their release last year. This was 3 million pages, which included 180,000 images and 2,000 videos were posted publicly on Friday. Now, the release came 6 weeks after the department missed a deadline that was signed into law by the president himself.
What?
That mandated all Epstein-related documents be released to the public, be shared with the public, because he ran on, I'm going to release the Epstein files. His idiot cult following was like, yeah, he's going to release the files, and all that's going to be in it is a bunch of Democrats and elite folks. And everybody was like, yeah. And Pam Bondi was like, the files are on my desk. We're going to release them. Then Pam Bondi was like, we got to look through the files. Then Pam Bondi was like, the files don't exist. Bitch, what? So the files include details about Jeffrey Epstein's time in prison, including a psychological report and his death while incarcerated, along with investigative records on Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's associate, who was convicted of helping him to traffic underage girls. Underage girls, not women. Stop doing that to a lot of y'all out here. Please stop saying that. This also includes emails between Epstein and high-profile figures. Many of the emails and documents go back more than a decade, showcasing Epstein's relationship amidst his legal troubles. It also showed that Elon Musk is the most unwanted person in any scenario in fucking history. Do you understand how bad one of the emails? Elon Musk was like, I want to go through the party. And this motherfucker is such a nuisance. They was like, we ain't throwing the parties no more. Ain't no more bitches. Nigga, they would. I don't want to laugh and joke because it's such a serious thing. But you have to understand the humor that is involved with you. They can't even bring you to a corrupt facility because they're like, we just don't want this nigga around.
Absolutely crazy, bro.
But again, there were thousands of files that were released. Now, here was the biggest issue too, real quick, and I'll throw it to my co-host. They were initially released. Many of them were released unredactedly, and so when they came out, the internet was like, "Oh shit!" Screenshots galore. When somebody went and told the Department of Justice, they pulled them down. A couple hours later, they came back up, many still unredacted, but most of them redacted. And it's like, hey, man, I'm starting to believe that there is someone in the Department of Justice who thought this was going to be their smoking gun. you know, I'll go before we go to the second part of this story. Thoughts?
I mean, for me, the unredacted part that's the biggest issue is most of the stuff that was there is you put victims' full names, bank accounts, addresses, all sorts of shit. I think that is the part of this that sticks out the most to me. You ran your mouth for months of we're trying to protect the victims, we're trying to this, we're trying to that, and you claimed we're taking so long because we're trying to protect the victims. And you literally, you didn't just put their name out there. You put their personal information that people have already been harassing the shit out of these people ever since. So like, it is just one of those situations where there is no part of this DOJ, of this administration, I've never felt it, but if you just wanted to help me double down, have ever had any faith, trust, or anything in to be actually just at all. I'm just not surprised by how any, because it's not just that you are disgusting, it's the fact that you are so inept. This falls in the same category of Hegseth essentially having signal text messages leaking of war plans. It's the same shit, different day.
Oh, yeah. So the files come out, right? And earlier today, on Tuesday, while we're recording this, the president was questioned by reporters about the Epstein files, which he should be questioned because he is mentioned all through them. He was questioned by a CNN reporter. I do not give a fuck how you feel about the network, but the fact that he should be questioned about these files. A reporter was doing her job. This is what happened.
Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ISIS's tactics are too aggressive? Photographers, reporters, we're done. Thank you. Cameras, we're going. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Are we going to flip for this, or what are we going to do? Oh, sorry.
What you did not see is the woman actually, I had the name.
I didn't think that was the reason that ended. What a lot of people have pointed out is the fact that he clearly sharded himself. You can hear it a few seconds before when somebody else was talking. You watch all the people behind him panic.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that.
Nigga, have you not seen the video? There's a dude talking about some shit, and all of a sudden you hear like just on very low, and you watch multiple heads standing behind him look down and be like, and just like try and keep it together. Like that was everything that I heard about that.
Run that back.
Let me get the full video of it because it is absolutely insane and it is kind of ridiculous.
Again, this ties into what I was saying earlier in the show about the 25th Amendment and not being capable. He is not physically. The president of the United States is walking around shitting himself.
All right, here you go. Let me pull this up right now. So I'm going to be real quiet. It's in the middle of him talking. I want to say it's a few seconds.
Who talking? In the middle of
the guy that has his hands up right now,
okay.
He's talking. So here we go.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going.
It was right there. There's like a little, and then you watch some of the heads start to turn.
You started talking too quick.
It happens quick. So here you go.
Are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has. Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up.
I heard it.
We're going proactive.
And then you see they look and they're trying to like
fantastic things. Thank you all very much.
You see how she kind of bit her lips? She's trying to like.
It's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ISIS's tactics are too aggressive? Photographers, reporters, we're done. Thank you. Cameras, we're going. Thank you, press. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Are we going to flip it?
Chemists.
So that's everything that I had been hearing specifically about that shit. No
Well,
pun
there was
intended.
one. That's one. Okay, that's that. But there's also, so he was getting, so a reporter from CNN. She asked him about the files, and he was like, You've never smiled. You're terrible. I've known you for like 2 decades, and you don't smile once." It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Oh, dude. Was it? He was talking to. It was Caitlin Collins, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see if I can actually. Yep. Okay. So it is. Yeah, I got it right here. Here you go. This is that video right here.
You talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned 2 names. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
The fact that they thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really, now that nothing came out about me, other than there was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
What would you say to people
like
who feel like they haven't gotten
healthcare,
justice, Mr. President?
something that people care about? Yeah, what did you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten
You are the
justice?
worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. She's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile in your face. You know why? You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth, and you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you. Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned healthcare, and
Here's the problem, and we can move on after this, or to the second part of this. Because he said those words, we should move on to something else. His followers are about to be like, yeah, no one cares about this anymore. You don't care because he's in it. So, again, Department of Justice officials said they have taken down, quote, several thousand documents and media from his website containing files of the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein that may have, quote, may have inadvertently included victim identifying information due to various factors, including technical or human error, end quote. Now, this was according to a letter filed on the dockets of 2 federal judges on Monday. Now, the government update comes after attorneys for Epstein's victims asked the judges late Sunday to urgently order that the DOJ site be taken down because of the redaction failures. They said nearly 100 survivors whose lives have been turned upside down by the DOJ's latest releases. Winston brought up earlier. Again, 3 million pages were being released to the public. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said there in total were 6 million pages of Epstein documents in the DOJ files, but nearly 3 million pages were being withheld for various reasons, including the presence of child sex abuse material and the obligation to protect victims' rights.
And yeah, they still fucked it up, and they still released the names and stuff of victims. And
again, this is nothing about, they do not care about the victims. They don't. But the problem is what it was supposed to do is not going to do, because now you have MAGA people, you have some of the high profile ones to the lower tier who are like, well, is it really wrong if he fucked a 15-year-old? I mean, 14, 15-year-olds, they try to get ahead. So what's the big deal? It's not a big deal if he fucked a kid, is it? I mean, who wouldn't fuck a kid? You like, hey, yo, what? They are literally trying to rationalize him being there and all of the shit he's done, which is what brings me to my point I stated earlier. They do not care.
I mean, I think the biggest story out of all of this, to be honest with you, is the fact that, and then we're about ready to move on from this, because I didn't see this in the rundown, but the Clintons have now agreed to testify on Epstein to the House Oversight Committee that has been proceeding over this. After pushing back, and a lot of people calling out, look, if you really feel like you don't have anything to go against, you can come and you can testify. But they agreed on Tuesday to testify before the House Oversight Committee. about the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Democrats are now saying, okay, if you're doing that, then you've now set a precedent and we will call in Trump. We're absolutely going to have him testify under oath if you're doing that with the Clintons, which, again, any actual moral person would say, yes, bring them all in. Bring in the Clintons, bring in the Trumps, bring in whoever. If you are showing up somewhere in those files, come and fucking testify on that shit. And I think that's where a lot of the Clintons were getting slammed for a while. They're like, how are you not going to talk on this? You were actually giving him a way out. If you're so morally above the bullshit that he did and you're claiming you didn't do anything wrong, then just fucking go testify. So again, to this point, this needs to be something where make them all do it. Make them all fucking do that shit. So
Streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. Oh my God, my wisdom tooth is fucking with me. Streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. Again, for any of the donations that will be left during this show, we will read them on the next live show. All right, let's make it a little bit lighter. We were talking about it earlier. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. Super Bowl
60.
Super Bowl 60. All right, it is the New England Patriots versus Seattle Seahawks. It's going to be a very bland Super Bowl. Nobody
First
really.
of all, how dare you?
Hey, man. First of all, let's not listen.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna let you disrespect Ginger Cuz, bro. That the term coined specifically for Marshawn. The idea that I honestly think that the thing that's interesting about this particular Super Bowl, other than the idea of getting the rematch of the Seahawks versus the Patriots, which ended in a ridiculous fashion the last time they played each other, I genuinely find it interesting that Sam Darnold was fully written the fuck off by everybody in the NFL about being a trash quarterback and none. But what all this really showed is that the Jets are a dumpster fire of an organization and almost ruined this man's career. He has had a full resurgence, and I think it actually becomes, I'm very curious to talk to you about this, man. This idea of in sports, we debate, if someone's great, they would have always been great. But how vital it is to be in the right organization, to have the right
absolutely
coaches guiding you. Because will Patrick Mahomes have been good? Probably. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes without an Andy Reid guiding him.
No.
Brady still had the potential to be great and had the drive to be great, but without being paired up with the Belichick does not reach the heights that he reaches. I think this is proof pudding where you looked at Baker Mayfield and everything that kind of went down in Cleveland, which I know Matt is going to say something in a minute. And then now
he automatic, and Lord knows
did before I even got there. So all that being said, you then look at Sam Darnold, who again, fully written off, even though he was taken I think third or fourth overall when he got drafted in his year. But because the Jets are who they are and they failed to truly support and develop him properly, thank God he ultimately ended up with the Vikings with Kevin O'Connell to help get some of those bad habits out and to rebuild his confidence. And then to be paired up with Mike McDonald, that now he has reached these heights where he's outgunning Matt Stafford and making his way to a Super Bowl. I just personally find that fascinating. And I'm curious where you stand on all this stuff, man.
What year was Sam Darnold drafted?
2016 or 17. When was Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I want to make sure you find it because there's a point I'm bringing up.
2018.
What year was Drake May drafted?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm. When was Josh Allen drafted?
2000. I want to say in 19. When was Josh Allen drafted? 2018 as well. It was the same year. He was pick number 7. So it's the same year as Darnold.
Darnold, same year. May after. And both of them have made the Super Bowl before Josh Allen.
Well, to that point, even though we know that Josh Allen is more talented, I mean, I guess Sam Darnold did get drafted before Josh Allen. Josh Allen was 7 and Sam Darnold was 3. So this, I guess, makes sense.
I don't give a fuck about your draft position. The dude who should have been, he should go to the Super Bowl. Again, we said it the whole time. Darnold had been written off.
Mm-hmm.
Written off. No one was thinking about Drake May like that. Let's be real. And for both of them,
not that like there were signs that he actually could be pretty good last year, but they were 3 and whatever. He was good, but they were 3 and whatever. But then you got Vrabel, who really gave him that extra boost of confidence and stuff that he needed and helped turn that team's defense around. I know Dwayne could probably say more to it, that being his team. You have to give them a lot of credit. Now, I don't want the Patriots to win because I can't stand Patriots fans, so I really don't need them to get another ring and to usher in, unfortunately, a whole new dynasty of Patriots. I can't do it.
I don't think. No, here's the thing. Let's first of all, let's calm the fuck down. Okay, if the Patriots win, this will be in no way, shape, form, or fashion the beginning of another dynasty. That is not going to fucking happen.
It's not an automatic layup because the AFC is still pretty damn stacked. You still have the Lamar Jacksons. You still have the Josh Allens. Patrick Mahomes will come back. Like, you know, Herbert has put up or shut up time. Burrow has put up or shut up time. There's a lot of dangerous quarterbacks in that.
Yeah, like, let's not do this. Let's not do this whole, oh, man, if the Patriots win, they're about to get back on the dynasty train.
Which the other thing I will say, and that this does not take away from the fact that they still won, but the other thing is you don't have the cakewalk division that they had in the past where they could run all over the Bills and the Dolphins and the Jets. The Bills are a legitimate ass team that they're going to have to contend with for a long time. So it's one of those situations where, yes, it's not an automatic layup, but Jesus Christ, I can't have Patriot football be at the top of the conversation again. I can't do it.
Yeah, I think, we learned how, listen, a lot of y'all might have just been football fans. But if you knew about the run when the dynasty started in New England with Brady and Belichick, there were 31 other teams. No one gave a fuck about any of them.
None of them.
Every season, it was only about Brady and Belichick.
With the exception of the 2 Super Bowls that Eli Manning, who did really nothing else, all of a sudden was just Superman and came out of nowhere.
Sometimes you get your energy, you got to pop out and show niggas, and then go on off into the sunset, nigga. Sometimes you got to pop out. Hey, bitches, I ain't just Peyton, brother. I can win Super Bowls too.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question then? Because based off of that, since we're kind of in that, do you consider Eli Manning a Hall of Fame individual?
Yes.
May I ask you why?
This man won 2 Super Bowls being a wild card team, nigga. You can't tell me nothing.
Sure, but you have to remember, it wasn't because he was like balling out of control. Both times, Coughlin had him with one of the most solid defenses.
Dilfer is in the Hall of fucking Fame.
I understand that, but it was the first time it was that Michael Strahan ass defense.
Yeah, it was the defense, but Trent Dilfer. If Trent Dilfer is in the Hall of Fame, Eli Manning can go. That's gonna be my response.
Wild. That's wild, bro. That's a wild statement.
If Trent Dilfer is in the fucking Hall of Fame,
but you got to remember that, because if someone correct, yes. So the undefeated season that was ruined, where Randy Moss showed up with the Patriots. Brady put up 50 fucking touchdowns. They were 16-0. They were obliterating teams as on their way to the thing. You got to remember, all of a sudden, here comes Strahan in that defense, and they got all up in his ass. They held him to 14 points.
I get that. And Strahan he's in the Hall, right? Let Eli in. Here's why you let Eli in. Peyton is in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want Eli to be considered the same level as Cooper. No one wants to be the same level as Cooper.
Yeah, but that's not enough of a reason, because this is are you a fan of TJ Houshmandzadeh?
Yeah.
Okay. I give him so much credit because he actually has, in my opinion, the best rubric to determine if someone deserves to be in the Hall. And I think that this is a really good rubric to go by. If you can say that you were top 5 at your position for 5 years throughout your career, you should be considered for the Hall.
Oh, nigga, there's a lot of people that need their jackets taken back then.
But that's exactly what he called out about it. At what point could you say that Eli Manning was a top 5 quarterback?
Oh, I can't. I'm not going to.
And that's what I'm saying.
I will. Let me tell you something. I will. I personally. I personally am never going to try to do it. And I know New York Giant fans who will never personally try to argue with you. I mean, that was a year to Eli. And their motherfucking history going to be like, Eli Manning was the guy. Ain't nobody, those words, Eli Manning was the guy, is not a statement that ever existed. So,
because looking at his accolades, 2-time champion, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 4-time Pro Bowl, which again, let's go off of the idea that, okay, the Pro Bowl, though we know because of fan voting and everything else, that's not the better rubric, if any of them, is going to be the All Pros, which he had none. He was never runner-up in any MVP voting, none of that shit. Like, there was never a time where you're like, man, that Eli Manning, bro. Like, literally.
Hey, man, say your first 3 accolades again, though.
I get it. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, meaning he was a 2-time champion. I understand that. But let me ask you something. Dan Marino, it makes sense. Dan Marino was definitely a top 5 quarterback for multiple years. I know he never got a ring, but are you telling me that Eli Manning and Dan Marino are on some sort of equal playing field here?
Hey, brother, listen, let me tell you something. The sun even shines on a dog's ass some days, but we're not we're not about to do. Listen, bro. We're not about to sit here and compare Dan motherfucking Marino.
But that's kind of what you're doing because you're talking about the Hall of Fame. Fine,
man. Dan's in the Hall, correct?
Yes.
Hall of Fame. So you
that's what I was going to say. We do need to actually talk about this Super Bowl. Who do you have winning? What do you think the score is going to be?
Who do I have winning? Diabetes and cholesterol.
Sir. Why is that the second diabetes joke that has been made today?
Because I'm a thick nigga, I'm allowed to make them, and I'm getting my blood sugar under control.
No. I was working. Y'all know I told you I got the writing job working on this game, and one of the questions was it was supposed to be absurd. So at first it was like black made inventions, and we were like, oh, peanut butter, the air conditioner. They were like, no, make it absurd. Like, what's some of the stuff? They'd be like, diabetes. I said, bro, you can't fucking like, goddamn it.
Black made event, diabetes, nigga. The sugar.
Oh shit, that killed me. But again, who do you think's winning? What are your prediction on the score?
I do think Seattle. I think Seattle takes it.
And the score?
And here's how, because just like with the Rams and all the way through their playoff, the one thing has been said: if you want Seattle to beat you, even though Seattle's had the number 1 defense, make Sam Darnold beat you. And I think he's gonna show people. I think it's gonna be because I think New England goes in with the if Seattle's defense won't beat us, we have to make Sam Darnold beat us, right? And because of that, Sam Darnold will fuck around and beat them.
I think, especially from the standpoint of the one question we've had about Sam Darnold, my pick is you didn't give a score, but my
27-24.
Okay, so we're closely aligned there. I was going to say I think it's Seattle, and I think it's going to be 27-21.
Also, I would like to say, and I feel like this needs to be addressed for the viewing public, for our producers, for our audience in the neighborhood, and everyone else. I think this needs to be said. Winston's compromised. Now,
no, because this is what you didn't let me finish my statement. Because I would have told you why I think Seattle's going to win. I think Seattle's going to win because I think, as it's been brought up multiple times about New England, the strength of schedule was not good. And so I think that there is something to be said about getting in your bones, winning, and what that looks like. But what major threats did they ultimately go through? And then when you even look at who they played in the playoffs, you saw how rattled Drake May was actually getting with a lot of these, but unfortunately, Justin Herbert is trash. And so that proved to be trash again, whether it be because of his hurt O-line or whatever it is. So they only scored 16 points on them, but the Chargers couldn't get more than 3. Then you play the Texans and CJ Stroud turn over the ball 5, 6, 7, 11 times, God damn it. So, of course, that led to them to another victory. And then finally with the Broncos, not only were you playing a backup quarterback, then it decided to blizzard. So you're looking at a scenario where the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion, are very well tested. And I don't necessarily believe that the Patriots are. It doesn't mean I don't think they're not going to put up an incredible fight. It's going to be a good game. But I have more faith in what the Seattle Seahawks have had to go through to get to this point than what the Patriots necessarily have.
Okay. Please believe me. Please believe me.
I gotta believe that Dwayne did that and not Matt, because that feels like some shit. Matt did that shit. All right,
nigga, please.
Wow, that's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. Look, you don't believe me? Go back. I'm gonna plug another show. Go watch All the Spilled Tequila.
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow.
All right, niggas. Believe what you want to believe, bro. Believe what you want to believe. All right.
Hey, y'all. Bro. Hey, this nigga getting angry. Hey, I stand on my own 2 feet. I know what I'm saying. I mean what I mean. This nigga Winston trying to talk about. I speak from the heart. Okay. Let me tell y'all what's happening. The real translation. Kristen is on the side of it with a gun. Y'all don't see. No,
she's not.
Kristen there with a gun. Make your decisions.
Wow.
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 I'm gonna go to Winston.
Fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next?
I'm gonna go to Winston's house on Sunday for the Super Bowl. This nigga all of a sudden gonna have a Seahawks jersey.
Can you shut the fuck up?
I'm so sick of this shit. I am so sick of this shit. God damn it.
This bullshit needs to stop now.
What you mean? I mean, look, we understand. Listen, when I get in a relationship, if my girl is a sports fan and I'm gonna be a Bears fan, she has to understand for our relationship to work, she can never, ever root for a team from the NFC North aside the Bears. Okay.
Now, don't got no bitch.
Okay, Matt's kind of on fire right now. I got to be honest. Matt is kind of on fire.
You're fired. That's what you are.
Wow. Oh, now that the tables have turned, all of a sudden you
bitch bet, motherfucker bet, nigga bet it, bitch, bet, fuck you, bet.
So again, we talk about Bad Bunny. He performing at the halftime show. Why you laugh?
Bad Bunny? Because you decided to do that shit.
Who's doing the anthem?
I have no idea. Let's see.
It's gonna be a white woman so Matt can get his nipples hard.
They already no, it's Charlie Puth. I don't know how you say that.
The white dude singer. Okay.
Yeah. But
is that the dude that made the song with Paul Walker died? I'm sorry that's the reference I use.
I'm not sure, but have
that's the dude that
Brandy Carlisle is doing America the Beautiful. Coco Jones is doing Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Yo, let me tell you something. I will give my left baby toe that has no toenail for Coco Jones.
That's all you would give.
Nigga, I need balance.
He's out of line, but he's right.
So I think the anthem and America the Beautiful and all that, I think it's gonna be great. I love how we've now, as a society, have commercialized the fuck out of the national anthem, the coin flip, every little segment.
The prop bets are already going wild, bro. They're already
every
going wild
segment leading up to the game itself starting. When we come back from commercial, the coin toss. Nigga, flip the coin.
Well, look, we're already over because we spent a lot of time talking about whether or not Eli should be in the Hall of Fame or not. But we got to talk about
listen. We have a buffer on time right now.
That's true. That's true. But I do want to talk about. We obviously talked about Bad Bunny and how he's going to he's going to give a great halftime show. But for the resident snowflakes out there, Turning Point USA is apparently hosting the All-American halftime show. Clanchella, which is featuring performances from Kid Rock, Lee Bryce, Gabby.
No, nigga. Sorry. And make sure you put some respect on his name. He is the headliner.
Who is?
Kid Rock is the headliner.
Why?
That was actually the wrong one to use. We know exactly why.
We know why this nigga's there. Nigga, Kid Rock is the headliner.
Bro, the funniest thing that I saw specifically was someone being like, if you ever needed your final proof of who your friends are, you're going to be at a Super Bowl party. And if it changes away from Bad Bunny to this all-American bullshit, you'll know exactly who the fuck you're dealing with.
You'll know where your friends stand in real life, in real time. I promise, if I was at anybody else's house, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, no, let's watch this other one, I'm leaving. I'm immediately walking the fuck out. Because there is not. First of all, we know for a fact, let's just keep it a buck, there is not a chance on God's green earth that will even come close to the numbers of Bad Bunny's performance. If you thought Kendrick's numbers were through the roof, wait till you see what Bad Bunny does. He is the #1 artist in the world.
I can't get past the bullshit of calling it the All-American halftime show when once again
Bad Bunny is American.
As a member of the U.S. territory, Puerto Rico is a fucking American citizen. It does not get more American than an American singing songs at the halftime show.
And I promise I cannot wait for all of them to be in Espanol because it's what is deserved. Again, the fact that you have these ignorant racists who are like, you couldn't get somebody to speak English or you couldn't get an American. Again, he is an American. And the Super Bowl also is not, the Super Bowl is not any one of the other 18 games during the 18 weeks of pro football. The Super Bowl is a global event.
It's not just that. Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the world. And last year when Kendrick went, he may not be the biggest artist in the world, but he was having the biggest moment of any artist at the time throughout, because of the beef that was going on with Drake the year prior. He had the most attention on him, and it made logical sense why he was chosen. So this also makes sense when you were talking about the most streams, just one album of the year. Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the fucking world. This makes perfect sense. When has Kid Rock been relevant? How long has it been since Kid Rock has been relevant? The whole time you were doing that, Jay, I was just sitting here like,
Nigga, did I just catch you having fun?
My name is Kid. No. Hey. You are a senior citizen. Talking about your name is Kid Rock. You are an AARP recipient. Talking about you are a Kid Rock. I look drunk as shit with this frozen.
I just saw a tweet come up that said, how come every VIP was in the Epstein files except for Hunter Biden? And someone countered with, because Hunter Biden cracked at Latinas, not children.
Damn. Oh, you scared me, Jesus. Oh.
Everybody, they thought, oh my God, I can't wait to hear somebody go, oh, this was the greatest performance ever. Listen, I'm gonna say this real quick. God, I have such a list because it's back. I didn't realize how much your wisdom teeth affect how you talk.
Mm-hmm.
When people are gonna be like, oh man, this is why we should have these traditional artists. The reason you no longer have your Rolling Stones, your Who's, are because their reach is not as global anymore to the newer viewing public. This is not saying that these artists and these bands are not iconic. This is not saying that. When you are looking at a global viewership, you want someone who is going to maintain. Again, the Super Bowl halftime show at a whole is 30 minutes total. You want someone for the 30 minutes who is going to captivate everybody, the majority of people watching. Now, we already know what's going to happen. This is another prediction. The amount of FCC calls are going to be through the roof. You're going to hear, I bet they had all these illegals on stage. And you've already said it earlier. ICE was like, we're going to the Super Bowl and we're going to be there to try to deport illegals. Here's to the fucking idiots and morons at ICE, Tom Homan, all the rest of you bitches. Do you know how much the average ticket to the Super Bowl costs? Do you think any illegal immigrants have disposable income to buy a fucking ticket to the Super Bowl?
Look, most people can't, because if I remember, like even the nosebleeds run around $1,800 to $2,000.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think that that's happening. Like I really don't think that that's happening.
Ball with the ball, the brain.
Well, we gotta get to our Karens and shit. I mean, because it doesn't look like we had anything in our other miscellaneous segment, but I did come across a video.
Oh yeah, the Michael trailer. Did you see that? I haven't seen the full.
I haven't seen it. Okay,
so
I'm behind
there we
on a
go.
lot
We talked about it.
Yeah, that's it. You know what? I'm gonna hit pause on the recording real quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry for that little interruption real quick. So this just popped up on my feed of apparently some anti-ICE protesters decided to call a black ICE agent a house nigga. And
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So I didn't watch it yet. I just saw the thing. So let's watch this. And if it's nothing, we'll move on.
That kind of energy, like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question? Wow.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga is here. Sir, I need to move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What's wrong with you people?
Why are you calling a woman a man? I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
He's fucking house nigga, bitch.
Neighbor.
Go look for your fucking safe.
All right. Like I said, I hadn't seen the video, and now that I've seen it, let's first of all, fuck that. I will call him a house nigga because he is. Fuck him for that shit. Fuck his Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus ass, cooning ass, trans hating ass, piece of shit ass. Fuck him. At the same time, white people, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't you think that it's okay to go around and start calling black dudes that are fucking in house niggas? Because you know what you're about to do? You about to make every black person be like, you know what? Fuck off. These are not. I am furious that this man decided to be as transphobic and say that shit to that woman. But I am not okay with white people going around calling niggas house niggas. Fuck that shit.
Boy, that was a wild ass statement to make. I'm not fine with white people calling niggas house niggas. That's crazy. I know what you meant. I know what you meant in your spirit, but it was just the way it came.
It's the way it came out. I don't disagree. It's wild, but like there's a lot happening in that video.
This is more proof. I hate to say it. I hate having to say this. That you cannot fully trust white liberals. I would have rather, and it doesn't make it even any better. I would have rather you called him a house slave. Okay, you could have called him Steven from Django.
You could have even like it still would have made me feel some type of way, but you could call that nigga an Uncle Tom because he is.
Said Uncle Tom, but when you say a house nigger, you do not get to skate by on that.
Nope. This
is proof that again, you say you're an ally, but your true colors show. And somebody's gonna be like, well, they were emotional in the moment. No. Yes, dude is a piece of shit for going, are you a man? Bro.
Like legitimately fuck him for that? Like, let me make that really clear. But you know what is not then, oh, well, then I'm just gonna that's fucking infuriating. Okay. So shout out to the person that sent that to me. I guess now we need to actually get to the fucking Karens. So here's an ode to Karens.
And now an ode to Karens, brought to you by Blerds in the Hood. Now before we go into this dedication, you must be asking yourself, well, what is a Karen and what does it mean? Well, Karen is a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman, especially as featured in memes. Karen is generally stereotyped as having a blonde bob haircut, asking to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, and being a nagging, often divorced mother from Generation X. Karens most notably have been known now to call the police on black people when they're just doing this thing called living. You know, something that God allowed them to do. This includes Barbecue Becky, Permit Patty, Sleepin' Sarah, and a host of others. And typically Karens feel that because they are white women, they are entitled to do whatever they want and make life choices based on their insecurities as well as fears. Well, here are a few moments of wild Karens caught in their natural habitat.
White people are out of their fucking mind. White MAGAs are really out of their mind. They really have garnered this level of entitlement that they can approach anyone at any moment. Dwayne should have had it. Matt, I gave it to Dwayne, and I don't know if he changed it. If not, we will just play the clip that I have in there, or we can play it from two different angles. You can play the first one that was in there, the one from the video, and then we can do the other one. But I want y'all to see this video. Use mine. Play the one I put in, Matt, please. It should be in there. I didn't take it out. Okay, keep talking. Yeah, so this happened. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense.
Focus. Matt has to leave. Focus.
So, Buddha police officers have arrested 45-year-old Chad Michael Watts, who lives in Kyle, Texas. This is after he was charged Tuesday afternoon with 2 counts of assault causing bodily injury. Now, what happened was him and a female student, as you saw, who was a student protester, got into a verbal argument that turned physical and resulted in the man getting throwing the girl to the ground and striking her repeatedly until other students intervened and pulled him away. Now, Watts is brought in for questioning, and they said, quote, after further thorough investigation, it was determined that Watts was the primary aggressor in the physical altercation. This is what the department said. The student, a sophomore, was checked by emergency medical services and chose not to be taken to the hospital. This is one of several walkouts that have happened recently in these school sections. But this is why I said this. White dudes have really gotten emboldened as if they can do anything. And they can walk up to everybody. I commend them students for all sticking together, beating his ass and running his ass back. I commend them heavily.
Good for those kids for sticking up for her, man. Like, dude, I saw that video and I want to say I'm shocked, but I'm not. And I'm really proud of them defending their fellow classmate and everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's fucking insane. I would also like to point out, because while I was watching while the Karen's intro was going,
mm-hmm.
I actually have an addendum to the video that I just showed you, because apparently it was a nigga that said it. Thank God. There was a dude. They have another camera angle. And it's
okay.
I feel so much better because my heart was heavy, bro. I was just like, I could show the addendum in a minute, but let's finish talking about this Chad first. Fuck that dude. Hope he gets all the jail time for putting his hands on a child. You got the ass whooping you deserved. Dwayne said that dude got beat like Mojo Jojo.
Hey, first of all, you're right.
Jesus Christ.
Also, Mojo Jojo was abused. I'm gonna be honest. Every time Mojo Jojo was in prison, he was serving a sentence, minding his business, and the Powerpuff Girls was like, "You busy? Nah. What we gonna do? You want to go beat up on Mojo Jojo?"
I remember there was a part where, like, every time, I remember this episode, every time they saved the day, the mayor would give them a piece of candy, and they started getting addicted to candy. And so at one point, Mojo hates them so much, he stole the candy when he went to jail so they wouldn't get anything. So they show up to the prison where he's fully disarmed. He's just in jail. And they're like, Mojo, did you take the candy? He goes, yeah, because I knew it would fuck you up. And so then they beat the dog shit out of him. And he's already down and he's already hurt. And all of a sudden you see him like looking over at the fucking candy. And Buttercup's like, what are you looking at? That over there? Is that what you want? He's like, no. He's like, oh, you want it? You want a Monkey Man? No. It's like, you want more of an asshole? No. And they start beating the shit out of him again because they turned into little crackheads, bro. It was horrible.
That poor Mojo Jojo. But yeah, again, a lot of MAGA people have gotten way too emboldened, and they really think they can do anything. We did the video where there's one guy was like, he was being read his rights to it by a judge, and he was like, well, I'll just call Donald Trump. What? So, all right, yeah, go on, get out of here.
Get out of here, Matt. Thank you for your work. Appreciate you, brother. Real quick, I'm going to show you guys the addendum of this video that I was talking about here. And this was the back half of it that was cut off initially. Black dude.
Oh,
whole time I thought it was a white person. He's just got some light-skinned ass hands, so he's the one that called him a fucking house nigga, and then he's the one that threw the snowball and picked him off at the end. I feel so much better because I was about to be like, God fucking damn it. But,
so also what the ICE agents have been doing is they have like multiple license plates now. Mm-hmm. So they'll be in a vehicle with one set of license plates. When they get to wherever they're going to be for the night, they change the plates so people can't identify them. It's been an interesting thing. But yeah, I think, look, with every single thing that is going on, with every single thing that we are dealing with across the board, we have to keep finding a way to stay strong and stay vigilant and all these things. But how do you keep doing that and not just be ready to combust?
I think it relies in.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I understand. I think it relies into two specific things. One of my favorite moments from the Boondocks was actually from an episode that ultimately got pulled because Viacom, was pissed off about it. But the hunger strike episode with BET, where Huey said he was going to watch. He wasn't going to eat, and he was going to watch BET nonstop until it was pulled off the air. And at the end of it, he loses that battle. He's exhausted. He's defeated. And he looks at Granddad and he goes, "Granddad, what do you do when there's nothing you can do, but you can't do nothing?"
Mm-hmm.
Granddad replies, "You do what you can." And that is one of the most powerful, kind of moments. That show was full of them, but that I remember from that show that sticks with me all the time is you do what you can. And I think the second most important thing is I used to joke a lot about how LA is like being in a cave with like a poisonous cloud. You've probably played RPGs where it's like you can only be in this little cloud for a long period of time before you suffocate or something like that. I said that you needed to find your people, you need to find your pockets so you could go and get some oxygen before you dove back into that dungeon. I think the same thing is true for everything that we're dealing right now. This is a dungeon. This is a fight that is going to go on for a long time, unfortunately. So what you need to be able to do is you need to find your people, your things, the stuff that can fill you up, that can fill you full of love and recharge your batteries and things like that, because we are going to be dealing with this most likely for the rest of our lifetimes. But in this exact moment when things are as dark as they are, you need to make sure that you have got your oxygen that you can take in so that you continue to do what needs to be done. So if you find yourself in scenarios where you're about to burn out, if you find yourself in scenarios where the stuff is too much, unplug, watch your favorite shit, go spend time with your family, go get some fresh air, go work out, go eat something good for yourself, recharge your soul, because we need everybody to be on top of their shit. And that's all we can do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it all, man. I don't think there's anything to add to that. Thank you to everyone who has watched us. Again, we appreciate you all. We know this has been pre-taped. We will be back with you guys live next week. For any Streamlabs that have come in, we will definitely acknowledge all of them, the donations, the shots, et cetera, et cetera. All those things will be acknowledged. While you're watching this on the replay, though, if you are, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, get involved in the conversation in the chat. Find us over on Instagram at Blerds in the Hood. Make sure you subscribe to us there. Subscribe to us individually. Follow us individually as well, respectively, on our social media platforms. He's at the Swaggy Blerd. I'm at Mr. Jay Washington. We will holler at y'all next week. Till then, take care. We out. Bye.
Oh, we weren't on the other thing, so that's totally fine. Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch!
Bro, the sigh of relief I sighed when it was a nigga that said that shit. Holy shit. I was just like, come on, bro. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Boy, that was terrifying. And you look at that nigga like, okay, that's the type of nigga that would do that.
Yeah, 1,000. But I swear to God, the whole time I was watching it, I was just sitting here thinking to myself, in a moment when we finally maybe have some traction to be like, we need to fix this shit. And then that happened. I was sitting here thinking to myself,
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.